My name's Adrian and I am with ReeseTrades. This is our YouTube channel video. I'm going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to talk about a couple of things in our first official video today. We're going to cover a couple, some common topics. A lot of people ask, well, what is trading? What is support and resistance? What are options? What are futures? What are stocks? We're going to start with the basics, okay? We're going to get to all those things, but let's start with the basics. The first thing we want to say is this: who is this for? Who are we making these videos for? Who is this audience supposed to be? Pretty much the audience is for you. The single mom, the regular guy who, maybe had some hard times in his life, couldn't get a job because of, bad record, or, that he's working 9 to 5, or, from 9 at night to 5 in the morning, or 12 in the afternoon to 12 in the morning, or, he's just looking for that way to come out of, his present situation. Maybe it's that one guy that, had a bad relationship and an ex-wife who wouldn't quit. And, he's that guy on child support who just needs to supplement his income. Maybe you're a single mom with 3, 4 kids, and, 2 kids, checks aren't coming fast enough, or the bills are kind of swimming over your head, or, maybe you're just that young mother on welfare who wants to do something different with your life. I don't promise to give you the keys to the kingdom, but I can at least show you where the keys are. I'm not a guru. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just a guy who learned this and want to pass it on to other people so that they can learn. If there's any questions that you have, of course, you can always reach out to me. So let's get started. One of the first places that when I started out in this industry, that I had questions about learning how to trade, like what is trading. One of my first things to look at was Investopedia. And Investopedia is a free website. You can establish an account. I promise you it has every possible term that you could look up as it relates to finance, trading, options, or futures. So let's start in the beginning, okay? What's day trading? Or what is trading? Investopedia will tell you, oh, trading is, whatever it is. It'll come up with all these different things, trading strategies for beginners, or what introductions are, or how to become a day trader, and it cross-pollinates or cross-searches all of these particular popular terms and website links that are related to, whomever. Let's not worry about that. I know that's easy. I know you can go out and get a Trading for Dummies book that's going to have all the key terms and tricky phrases and everything that may be related to that. But, to be honest with you, trading is about a lot more than just making money. Trading is about discipline. Trading is about the psychology of what you have in front of you. Trading is about risk. Trading is about managing that risk. Trading is also about how not to lose your house or that check that you don't have to spend refurnishing an account and things like that. Trading is not about get rich quick overnight. That's what trading is about. It's about not getting rich overnight. It's about taking advantage of the time you have to learn. A lot of people jump in this industry without any learning, without any form of discipline, and they may watch a video or watch a guru that's out there. I'm not going to drop any names, and they say, hey, you know what, we can make this happen. I can do this, and that's all well and good. I myself have blown up an account or two in my lifetime, in my experience with trading, when I started out in the beginning, and it's a hard lesson to learn, but it's a good lesson because it teaches you that it's not easy. It's not something that you can do, just by looking at a video. It's not something that you can do if you're not disciplined. So what I'd say to those that are interested in this process, take the time, become disciplined, understand what's involved, understand what's necessary, develop the psychology to stick to your strategies, develop the mindset that this is not an overnight thing. It developed the mindset that mistakes happen. One of the second things we're going to talk about here is support and resistance. Now, you guys hear a lot about support and resistance. What is it? How do I use it? And why do guys talk about it? Now, I mean, you know what? Let's back that up. Let's delete that. We're not even talk about that. You see me doing it right here in front of you. Options. Actually, let's go even further. Let's start from the beginning. Let's go to stocks. What is a stock? You ready? Bam. Let's put in stock. Investopedia says a stock is defined. Basic introduction. You want to do the basic introduction, or you want to do the definition of a stock option or common definition? So that's the thing about the market. There are a lot of definitions that relate to one particular topic. The stocks that we trade, or that you would typically trade as a retail trader, and there's a difference between a retail and an institutional trader, or a wholesale trader, or buy side, sell side. Those are all terms that relate to what happens behind the scenes. So a common stock definition is that's where we'll be dealing in, and how it transacts on the market and things like that. A common stock is there we go. Stop that. Is a security that represents ownership in a corporation. Holders of common stock exercise control by electing board of directors and vote on stock policy, blah, 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 blah. And you can read all of this stuff. This is all here. It's all in Investopedia, man. Take your time, look through it. But the true definition of a stock is that it's a type of security. And all it does is it signifies ownership in that company and represents a claim on part of the company's assets and earnings. Now, effectively, there are indeed two types of stocks. There are common stocks, and then there are preferred stocks. Preferred stocks are higher in the chain. So if you had a food chain of what stocks are, common stocks are typically like bottom of the barrel, right? Preferred stocks are more like top of the barrel. That's more like true ownership related rights. It's you own it, it's debt on the company itself. But we're not studying for our Series 7. We're not talking about the differences between common stock and preferred stock. We just have it here so that if you need a reference point, you actually can go to it and you can take a look and say, hey, you know what? Now I know the difference between a common stock and a preferred stock. Now, the next question is, well, hey, are they tradable? Are common stock shares tradable and preferred stock shares tradable? You better fucking believe it. They are tradable. Excuse my language. This is not a PG-13 show. It might be PG-13. I don't know if they say fucking movies like that anyway. So moving forward, let's go ahead and we know what a stock is now. So let's go and see what a stock equivalent would be. That's a new one. I haven't been on Investopedia in quite a while. A common stock equivalent are securities such as options and warrants. So guess what that does, people? That moves us right into our next definition. What is an option? An option is the privilege sold by one party to another that gives the buyer the right but not the obligation to buy or sell a stock at an agreed upon price within a period of time. And it is, in fact, really that simple. There are two types of options that exist. There are calls and there are put options. Put generally means that if a stock is moving in a downward direction, that you have the right to sell that stock, but not so you have the right to sell that stock, but not ownership. And if we want to definitely validate that information, we can look at it right here. And of course, I wasn't reading that. I was just telling you. So there are two different types of stocks that exist. You got a call option, and then you got a put option. Now, the crazy part about it is that there are tons of option strategies, man. When I tell you there are tons of option strategies, there are tons of option strategies out there. You got Iron Condor, you have uh, triple leg, you got all these different option strategies. And if you want to know more about what they are, I'm gonna put that in here. Guess what? You got Investopedia to help you out. Let's type in option strategies. Did I spell that right? I don't know if I spelled that right. Yep, maybe I did. Okay. So you got advanced option strategies, and then you got your 10 common option strategies. So because this is really just a beginning conversation, this isn't really, you know, anything to get that in depth. I'll leave that up to you guys to go and take a look at it for yourself. Uh, Here's a good option this is a good place to actually take a look at what those strategies may be. And that's Investopedia. Excuse me for sniffling. I have a slight cold and their allergies, all that other good stuff. So you have covered calls, you have covered puts, you have nakeds, you have married puts, you have bear put spreads, you have call spreads, you have debit spreads, you have collars, you have straddles, you got long straddles, short straddles, butterflies. There's our good friend Iron Condor. And then you have conclusion to other strategies on top of that. Again, these are just the top 10, they say, but there are still a lot more strategies associated with that. So, what are futures? And that's what we're going to talk about briefly. Futures are dun, 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 futures are financial contracts which obligate the buyer to purchase or sell a physical commodity. They're basically an IOU for the commodity that exists. So commodities are natural resources, things such as oil or rice or wheat or corn or beef or pigs or sheep, lumber even. Yes, like the wood that the construction workers use to build your house and walls. There are there are futures for a lot of things that are part of this global economy that we use and have no idea that you can even have a future for that. There are futures for electricity. There are futures for hydroelectricity. There are tons of things out there. I implore you to take the opportunity to look it up for yourself. Give yourself the opportunity to study and learn these different things. So, right now, I think I'm going to bring that to a close, but I want to say this again. Please take an opportunity to join us. We are available on Twitter. And Twitter, our Twitter page is, let's log in real quick just so you guys see it. ReeseTrades 2 on Twitter. And you know that by these guys right here. Left and right, big and small, the bear and the bull, baby. So our Twitter page is here. We also have our YouTube channel. You can check us out in the future. And there's also our Instagram channel. It's not really a channel, but it's definitely our Instagram. So you can take a look at that. Take a look at us on Instagram as well. And that's Instagram at ReeseTrades.com. Instagram at ReeseTrades. I know this is kind of impromptu right here, but definitely put that out there for you to take a look at. If you have any questions moving forward, please check us out. Check me out. I'll even put the YouTube channel in here. Again, this is raw and unedited. If you want, you guys tell me if you want to hear some music or something like that in the background. I'll take the opportunity to add some. We are on YouTube, so if you have any questions, please hit us up. We look forward to hearing from you and staying in touch. You guys have a great day.